Hey guys and gals and YouTubers, welcome to Kerbal Space Program, the career mode, modded, let's play. This is episode 2 and we're running version 1.02 of Kerbal Space Program. So yeah, that was not fun at all. Basically I think, what was it, either Friday they came out with the updated version 1.01, and then like couple hours later, I think, in the day they came out with 1.02. So basically it broke all my mods twice, because a lot of the modders recompiled everything to 1.0, and then once they did that, 1.02 came out and broke it again. So I think I got most of my mods re-downloaded. I pretty much have all of them, but I don't know if some of them haven't been updated yet. So hopefully they're going to be working okay in the game. So that's kind of the thing when a new update comes out, especially a big update with KSP. Usually it's best to wait a week to get serious in the game, because usually that release, they're going to get a lot of feedback from the players, and they got some sort of system where they could see bugs, and they get that information back to them, and then basically they'll throw out another patch and a hot fix right away. So I should have known that. I'm going to jump back in our LP. So I did play a little bit last night. I actually did a recording, and was a little tired when I did that recording, so I'm probably not going to upload that. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll torture you guys through all that. I don't know. But basically what I did yesterday is I made a little smaller rocket, a little bit bigger than toothpick, and I actually sent him to the pole, to the Arctic cap here, and did surface sample and planted my flag and got a little bit of science, which wasn't a lot of science. I was hoping to get more, but apparently, actually I didn't get an EVA report, because I think I can get EVA reports. Let me see. Yes, but I don't think I can do it unless I'm a scientist, I think. So that was kind of a wasted mission. And then I think I unlocked these guys for you last time, and basically I just had enough to unlock this guy here. Stability, which is just aerodynamic cones. Some sort of surface wing. It doesn't really help control the vessel. We need something like this here, which kind of turns, and then we got the reaction wheel. All these tiers are 45, so basically we may try to have to build a rocket that can probably orbit and get some decent science going on. The perform active pass sequence. Yeah, and we got a few contracts, but we haven't completed some of these. Some of these contracts. Let's see here, like the liquid fuel. They're very precise on what you need to do. Is you actually need to test them out at an altitude between 70,000 meters and 70,000 meters. So it's there's a small window there. You actually got to get this working, and basically what you got to do, activate it through testings, through staging. So yeah. And the same goes for the parachute. Some of these gotta be precise tests, and I don't usually like to make a specific craft to do this, because that's kind of a waste of money. So hopefully I try to get it while I'm launching my vessel. Maybe I'll get it by luck, but we'll see. Solid fuel booster, the thumper. That's the big guy. Okay. That's pretty high up actually. Liquid fuel engine. We'll wait on that. I'll show you the craft I built last night. The Athenia. So I basically have solid boosters here with some new winglets. I guess they added these little winglets in the updated 1.01. Pretty interesting. They come in handy. I'm glad they added something like this because we haven't really had any stuff like this in the past here. Especially little stuff. So I might go off of this design. I'm thinking, let me see here. I didn't quite have enough to get into orbit, so I might extend these fuel tanks. I just what their weight is. I want to put some aerodynamics on here. This weighs less. That should help out a little bit. I want to put these winglets on. Because this can get suborbital. What's going on with this? Parachute missing. What? I got a parachutes right here. Okay, that's weird. And I'm probably gonna put parachutes on. Which one's the lighter one? I think this guy here. On the stages, so that solid boost stage, that we can probably try to recover that. And I'm thinking to add another fuel tank, but sometimes doing that will not give me the thrust that I need. We're gonna have to move all this junk down. Quite lined up right. It's always a little difficult to get this lined up and down to where I need it to be. I probably need to bring that down a little bit more. Alright, that looks good. Let's put the winglet. Let's see what the center of mass is. That's basically where I want it. So what here, up here with the thrust weight ratio, Basically, if you have a stage, like see, basically say you have a single stage. Let me move these parachutes up here. Let me put this in this stage here to activate when it decouples. I think that's good. So if you have a single stage rocket and say your thrust weight ratio is like 1.00, basically it's not going to get off the ground because it doesn't have enough thrust to push the weight off the ground. If it's got maybe 0.01 or 0.05 or something, it's going to get off the ground a little bit. It might hover there forever. So you roughly want a thrust weight ratio, probably roughly about 2 or 3. It give you decent speed. This 1.75, possibly when it gets up in the next stage, it'll possibly start to get lose the speed and start possibly coming back down. It depends on how high it is in the atmosphere, and if it's high enough and there's less atmospheric drag, it'll possibly keep going. But you typically want to progress the staging, like stage 1 down here. That's a good thrust weight ratio. The next one should be higher than that, and the other one higher than that. It all depends. This one's doesn't need to be so much because it's probably going to be in space, so it's not a big deal. As you can see there, the delta V is pretty high. So I think this might be okay. We'll see. I don't think it's going to get in orbit. And I don't know why this is coming up in orange, unless there's something wrong with that mod, the row shoot, because this was working fine yesterday when I did it. Excuse me. Apologize, guys. Sometimes it just comes and Alright, I think that's, let's go for it. I'm going to actually put a science guy in here. Hopefully that won't affect my piloting skills with this. And, save her and, launch it. Oh, can't support, vehicle building can't support vessels over 30 parts. Uh-oh. What? Is that more than 3 parts? It doesn't say. I think it's actually this thing. Yeah, okay. But it let me build it. Well, not tip. I didn't really. I wonder how many. Is there a part counter on here? Oh, yeah, there is. Oh, my goodness. Oh, great. This is. Actually, you know what? Let's see if I have enough to actually upgrade this building. And I think I already upgraded it, didn't I? Nope, I don't have enough to upgrade it. So here we go. We're probably not going to get in space. We might have to take another landing somewhere on the biome. So we need to lose 12 parts. Yeah, I'm gonna have to lose the cones and possibly these winglets, and then we got exactly 30 parts. I want to keep the parachutes on there. I want to keep the parachutes. There we go. That's why it was in orange, because I was going over my part limit. Here we go again. And make sure the science guy there. Now, which way can I go? I might head westward. It's always, if you notice how a lot of the ships, they launch and they go towards the east, towards the right, even in real life, it's because it's a little bit more fuel efficient. It's because of the way the Earth rotates. It actually gives a little bit more push going that way. So going westward in the opposite direction, you'd be fighting a little bit. So you're going to be using a little bit more fuel. So we're actually going to go westward. We're probably, where are we? I want to probably go in this desert biome and see if we can take some surface samples out there. So Z throttles up, X throttles down, T will lock. Oh, I can't do SAS because I don't have a pilot. This is so hard, man. Oh, they keep throwing things at me. Good job, squad. That's not sarcasm. That's actually, I'm actually commending you guys because I really like a challenge because I'm one of an old school player that build rockets with 4 parts. And to show you my 4 parts, there we go. That's my old rocket back in the day that used to go to the moon. And look at how many parts we had back then. That was everything. I think it was. I don't even think we had Kerbals back then. Yeah, all this stuff wasn't there yet. That was everything. So, alright, let's see if we can do this. Oh, goodness. So, I just gotta go due east or due west, and I should be okay. Here we go. Bob, how did you get in here? Oh, Bob's the, you're a scientist, buddy? I gotta learn your new guys' thing. This thing's really unstable. It wants to go west, kind of. I don't know if I can go west. It's very unstable. That's actually kind of going west. Yeah, I'm pushing it that way. I don't want to push it too much. I had problems pushing it east and started making it want to spin. Let's dump those. Parachutes out. Oh goodness. Oh goodness. Slow down. Just throttle up here. Goodness. Keep pushing the wrong buttons. These early spacecrafts are a pain to fly. Pain. I am probably not going to make it westward. Just saying. Oh goodness. I'm not used to flying this way, so I don't know. Oh my goodness, this is... Oh shoot. Oh man. This is a problem. Houston. We have a problem. This is very hard to control. I can't do SAS. Oh god. We're in the roll. Here we go. Gotta bring back my skills from the good old days. And this is normal with Kerbal Space Program. I'm trying to figure out how to turn this beast west. Let's get this... Oh no, that's not what I want. This sucks without a pilot. Really does. goodness. Jeez. There we go. I can't even get micro control on it either. It just wants to do what it wants. This is difficult. I think I wouldn't have this problem if I would have went east, because I know the controls a little bit, but going west, everything's a little backwards, and we're in the spin here. And I'll get it out here in a second. Just gotta use throttle. Yeah, that button I'm pushing is the wrong button. I keep pushing W, and that's definitely not what I'm wanting. Oh, there went the tanks. Let's lose this stage. Peace out, man. Can we get any kind of, damn, this thing is unstable without a pilot. Ooh, we got some actually good, goo containers there. Oh, now I know. Pilot's definitely necessary. So it's going to be a little bit difficult getting science. I think I could do EVA surface sample with the scientist. I thought Bob was an engineer. I think Bill is. We'll punch the chutes. Give us some drag. Usually, if you're playing stock, a good note to punch the chute is roughly under 450 meters per second. I think if you go 500, might be pushing it, but 500 and above, you can possibly get the chutes to rip off. I don't know if they changed that recently with the new updates, but just a rule of thumb, that still applies for me. I still do that. I'll do EVA once we get on the ground. Wow. Hopefully we got enough to unlock some other parts, especially that stabilization. That is going to help us a lot. Let's do an EVA. Okay, I'm back. I had a game crash right when I did the EVA. I don't know if the capsule is still there. Looks like it reverted. Pretty far back to the launch, actually. That's probably a good thing. Yeah, let's take this as an opportunity to actually switch out Bob. Yeah, that sucked, but I don't know what the problem would be. There's one mod right now that's not updated. That's the Kerbal inventory system. It's not recompiled for. We'll have Jeb. It's not recompiled for clear the runway and proceed. Okay. I hope that doesn't hurt me. Which recompiler means to recompile the code against their modded code against the new stock code when it's updated. Alright, this should go possibly a little bit better. At least I got SAS. Yeah, I'm starting to turn. I'm really hard on it. Let's try to take caps lock off. Yeah, it's just not turning. It's just wanting to go straight up. This is the problem when it spins like this. Let's get the orientation to go west. Wrong direction. There we go. This should help out a little bit now. Still not wanting it. Still not wanting. Let's back the throttle. Oops, too much. Back the throttle down. Just wanting to go up high. Then. At least I got a lot more control in. At least this episode isn't too bad. At least you got to see what happens when you don't have a pilot aboard. Alright, we're due west. We're probably not going to make that biome. Let's go like 30 degrees. That's the problem. My AP is way up there. Hopefully going more towards the horizon will flatten it out. Probably that should be good. It'll start to straighten out a little bit. Let's keep going down to the horizon. And I probably need to tilt it a little bit towards the north here. Am I going? No, I'm going south. My bad. And that puts us, yep, in the desert biome, so that's going to be working out pretty good. Let's get us ready for the retrograde. Throw us in the retrograde. I thought these used to have arrows where they tell you where to go. I don't know. I think that's for the nodes. Retrograde is pretty much a burn that you do opposite of your acceleration. So basically what you're doing is you're burning to kill your speed so that gravity grabs you and brings you back to the planet. Because if you do prograde burn, which you're going, you're speeding yourself up and going faster, you start to make a circularized orbit. And basically you're just free falling. You're not really floating out in space. You're going really fast, but you're kind of, since the world's round, you're just kind of falling down at an angle, and you just pretty much go into an infinity free fall. And your AP is pretty much your highest point on your peak here, and periapsis or PE is your lowest point. Because when I first started playing Kerbal Space Program, I didn't know anything about orbital mechanics. And I assumed you just fly straight up. Me and my buddies did the same thing. I thought you just fly as high as you could, and then once you get up there, um, you start just floating around, and basically it does not, because you don't have enough speed. Gravity pulls you back down straight at it. So it's kind of weird. You got to kind of go up and at an angle so that you just fly around it, basically. I've learned a lot from this game. It's one of those games you're going to possibly learn a lot. It's a learning experience. You're going to learn a lot of stuff you didn't know before. And once we get some of this stuff unlocked and we get to the... let me speed this up. We don't need to watch all this. We're not even... Let me ditch this stage. Once we get all the stuff, all the other parts unlocked and we start going to the moon, there's some other stuff I can teach you about. Some tricks of the trade. This is possibly the first time I'll probably be going to this biome. I've never been here, really. I don't think I've ever landed on the desert. We should be getting re-entry effects. And you see the gauges up here? There's the different colors, a light blue and the dark blue, and there's a darker one here. This is basically the 3 layers of the atmosphere. And as soon as we start punching in this darker layer, you start to see the re-entry effects. And usually they'll go away once we get down in here in the darker blue here, probably roughly in the middle. I'm going to turn SAS off because basically aerodynamics is going to take over. So I'm just wasting power at that point. Ooh. That got really hot. Whoa. I almost blew those up. That is a new feature in this, I believe 1.01 added it. I had to change my keybinds. F10 will show you temperature gauges. F11 it'll actually show you the thermal view of it, and F12 brings you aerodynamic stuff in there. Basically you don't have to go in the debug menu anymore. Get this mystery goo. And I'm gonna do EVA and be bored. Hopefully we'll be okay this time and doesn't crash. We'll see. We'll wait for a second before we jump out. And once this is done, we'll end the episode and don't crash this time. Okay. And with this mod, the Kerbal inventory system, you bring up the inventory and you can actually remove your helmet. So it's kind of neat. That's why I wanted to bring a scientist to see. I think only scientists can do EVA or surface sample, like I've been saying quite many times here. So that should give me F grab. They changed the keys. It used to be F board. Ooh, we got stage recovery. Nice. That parachute did work. Awesome. I could never get that to work in the past. Oh, that's awesome. Sweet. They really came a long way on this mod. Oh, what else did we get? We got oh, there was 4 solid booster rockets. Awesome. That is sweet. We need that money. Recover vessel. $37. We need 45. Not quite yet. There. We're short 7. I think I can probably get that, and there's a quick way to do that, and I'll show you guys that before I leave. Crew, no XP gain. Reputation went up, I think. You got a reputation bar up here. I think if it goes down, you don't get as much contracts, I believe, and you can possibly end your space program. Yeah, I want to get this unlocked here, or actually this one. This is going to help us out tremendously to get into orbit. I'll probably do it with the one I have. I'm just gonna have to put some sear. I could do it. I could make a rocket right now that could go into orbit and add tons of stuff on it, but we really don't need to right now. We take our time, because I mean you can if you want to. And this is an experiment, so we'll actually take a scientist and see if we can do surface samples. And I think my next build, I'm gonna probably put the Science Junior on there, which will help give us some science. And science is a thing right now. We gotta get that. So, Bob, let's actually do EVA. Oh, you can't do surface sample. I'm gonna have to look that up. I think it's something I still gotta upgrade. It's 3. What do I need? 7, I think? I think it should give me enough. Because I still gotta do crew report. So let's recover that. That probably give me enough to unlock that. And then next episode you'll see the differences in the rockets when you have that stability. Ah, oh, 1 short. How can you do this to me? Oh, he got 1 XP for that. Let's do something else. This will give me stuff. Let's take this off of there. We don't want to put that out there. We'll actually save money and take the parachute off. We're not really going out there. We'll do this. What if engineers are the ones? I don't know. I really don't know. Let's launch. This will definitely get me 45 points. I'll probably get like 5 from this. This is the Science Junior I was telling you about. These things you do need to take with you as much science you can, because that's where you're going to get your science points for. 7. So we'll recover vessel. And that's the quick and easy way. You honestly can't spam that. There's so many you can do that. Might as well do that. No XP gain. So that'll give me clearly enough for this. And is that the route I want to go? Yes, I definitely need this stuff. Now that we can have that equipment, I'll show you what the reaction wheels will do when you put it on the craft. I'll explain it here. There's a series of spinning discs that are going very fast to generate the torque necessary to control the spacecraft without wasting any propellant. So it's going to use battery power. It's basically like the winglets here. I'll put, what do they weigh? They're not too bad in weight. I'll put a few of these on there and one of these. This guy here, it's a controllable surface. It's kind of like having ailerons. But basically that's going to help these rockets to be a lot stable. And probably next episode, probably going to build a rocket to actually go into orbit here. I'm going to probably build something pretty massive. And then we got Mech Jeb. Mech Jeb's a little limited when you unlock it in the beginning, because there's going to be different tiers. You won't be able to unlock all the features of Mech Jeb right off. So a lot of people, when they first install this, they're like, oh, Mech Jeb doesn't work, I can't do this or that. That's the way they intended it. So we're just going to have basic. I think we get smartass with this, I think. And then we go along here, you're going to get other stuff down the tiers that unlock with Mech Jeb. So, yep. Hopefully we get SAS unlocked. I don't know when the stock SAS unlocks with the controls that have, or like smartass that has the retrograde and stabilize buttons. I don't know when we get that, so I might have to research that a little bit. So, alright guys, that is it for this episode, and we'll definitely see you next time. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye.